Hello and welcome to Idea TV News. I am Paul Olatupo. We begin with the headlines. Education Minister makes U-turn admitting 2009 federal government ASUU agreement. Meanwhile, OGUN released land for IJEBU inland dry ports. And also in BORNO, governor hails citizens' courage amid flood, hardship, and also insecurity. VARSITY PROFS demand 2.5 million naira salary. On international scene, UN chief warns against playing with fire as nuclear test threat looms. And in health, cholera kills 158 in Sudan, South Darfur. Meanwhile, in business, SME decries $80 duty on US-bound postal shipment. And in sports, Wolves agree a 27 million euros for AROKODARE deal medicals today. And now the news in full. The Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, has clarified his earlier comments on federal government agreement with Academic Staff Union of University ASUU. Speaking in Abuja on Thursday, Alausa has denied that any agreement existed with union, dismissing ASUU's claims as a mere draft. According to the ministry, efforts to update the pact has been made, including the establishment of the renegotiation committee in 2017 under the former Minister of Education, Malam Adamu. It explained that the process produced the draft NIMI Bridge Agreement in May 2021, but the federal government insists the document was never signed. In a document titled Clarification on Minister Statements Regarding Federal Government of Nigeria ASUU Agreement, it's noted that when the Honorable Minister stated that there had been no new signed agreement with ASUU, he was referring specifically to the 2021 draft document, which has not been formally executed. The ministry therefore reaffirms that the 2009 Federal Government ASUU agreement remains the last formal signed agreement. The 2021 NIMI Bridge draft agreement was not signed, but it serves as the latest framework for discussion. The federal government remains committed to ending the 16-year stalemate with ASUU in sustainable and constitutional-backed manner, ensuring our universities remain open for teaching and research. It reaffirms government's commitment to resolving the long-standing disputes with ASUU and ensuring Nigerian universities remain under the renewed Hope agenda. Meanwhile, in Ogun State, the Ogun State government has released 130 acres of land along the Ekpe-Mojolada Expressway in IJEBU to federal government for the proposed IJEBU Port Terminal project. Governor DARFUR Abiodun, while confirming the approval, said the inland port and the Gateway International Airport will position Ogun as a logistic and economic hub, creating jobs and boost trade. The project requested by the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Gboyega Oyetola, would be linked by rail to the Lekki Deep Sea Port, the Kajola and Monia dry ports, and the Gateway Agro-Cargo airports. Analysts say the development will ease congestion at Lagos Port, strengthen Ogun's industrial hub, and increase Nigeria's GDP. Design works are underway, with the federal government assuring that the port will fast-track cargo delivery and create opportunities for youth in the southwest. Also in BORNO, the state governor, Zulum, has hailed the resilience of residents in the face of years of hardship, of insecurity, and also natural disaster. Speaking to pressmen to mark 1 year since Makurdi was hit by a devastating flood, the governor said despite economic challenges and repeated calamities, the people of BORNO remain faithful and grateful to God. Zulum recalled that last year's flood was displaced thousands of residents and claimed several lives, forcing the state government to embark on the expansion and deranging of the dam to prevent a repeat. He stressed that while it has been difficult, the people have shown courage and faith, adding that does not burden a soul beyond what it can bear. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency (NIMET) has already listed Borno among the states at high risk of flooding this rainy season. The state continues to battle with not only with environmental threats but also with the impact of more than 15 years of Boko Haram insurgency, which has displaced millions and claims the lives of thousands. Some Nigerian professors are demanding that their salary be raised to at least 2.5 million naira per month, saying anything else is no longer sustainable. Currently, professors earn about 500,000 monthly under the consolidated university academic salary structure, while graduate assistants take home as little as 125,000 naira. Speaking to journalists, academics, including Professor Remi Ayeyida at the University of Ibadan and Professor Abigail of UNILAG, argued that Nigerian lecturers are grossly underpaid compared to colleagues across Africa, where professors earn the equivalent of about 2,000 to 4,000 US dollar monthly. They say that poor pay is forcing lecturers to live on loans, squat in staff quarters, and even compete with students for buses. Others warn that unless the government acts, the brain drain in university will worsen. ASUU had continued to press the federal government to implement the renegotiation of 2009 agreement, with professors insisting that anything below 2.5 million naira undermines their dignity and the future of higher education. Meanwhile, on the international scene, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has warned global leaders against playing with fire as a threat to reopen nuclear testing LOOMS. In a message marking the International Day Against Nuclear Tests, Guterres urged countries to halt any plan to detonate, stressing that the world must never forget the horrific legacy of more than 2,000 tests carried out since 1945. He recalled that the nuclear experiments contaminated land and sea, displaced communities, and left generations suffering health crisis. The UN chief called on states to finally ratify the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty adopted in 1996, but still not in force, warning that nuclear testing remains a grave danger amid rising global tension. We go on a quick break now. The news will continue when we return from this break. Welcome back if you're just joining us. This is the Idea TV Midday News. Now to the rest of the news. In health, at least 158 people have died from cholera outbreak in South Sudan, DARFUR, since the end of May, according to the state health ministry controlled by the Rapid Support Forces. The ministry says the region has so far recorded 2,880 cases, with 42 new infections and 2 deaths reported on Friday alone. The World Health Organization confirmed the cases have now spread across 5 states of Darfur, though South Darfur still accounts for more than half. Medical charity Doctors Without Borders described the outbreak as Sudan's worst in years and warns it could spread into neighboring cities, as millions displaced by the war lack access to clean water and basic hygiene. Cholera, which spread through contaminated food and water, can kill within hours without treatment, though simple hydration therapy can save lives. The 2 year of conflict between Sudan's army and the RSF have made humanitarian aid delivery almost impossible, leaving civilians in dire need as the disease spread. And now in business, from August 29th to 2025, Nigerians sending parcels to the United States will now pay mandatory $80 custom duty, according to the Nigerian Postal Service. This charge applies to all postal shipments except letters and documents. NIPOS explains that the new rule follows as U.S. executive order suspending duty-free exemption for low-value international packages. The order, issued under America's International Emergency Economic Power Act, applied globally and is not targeted at Nigeria alone. The development has sparked concern among small businesses owners and exporters. Dr. Femi Egbeshola, president of the Association of Small Business Owners of Nigeria, warned that the policy will drive up costs of SMEs and e-commerce traders. He said that the $80 could exceed the value of some exports, making small-scale trade to the U.S. unprofitable and discourage micro exporters already struggling with high logistic costs and currency pressure. NIPOS cautioned that beyond higher costs, U.S.-bound shipments will no longer face stricter U.S.-bound shipment will also face stricter custom checks, longer proceedings, and also delay possible delivery, as airline and also cargo operators adjust to the new directive. The agency said that it is working with the Universal Postal Service and the U.S. Customs to minimize these disruptions, but advised businesses to explore private couriers, consolidated shipping, or U.S.-based fulfillment partners as alternative. The U.S. government defends the move as part of efforts to close down loopholes that allow drug smuggling and tariff evasion through small parcels. But with the duty set between $80 to $200 per item, the policy is expected to aid small traders and consumers hardest. And now finally on sports, Wolverhampton Wanderers have reached an agreement in signing Nigeria's forward Tolu Akoridare from Belgium side Genk in a deal worth €27 million. Transfer insider Fabinho confirmed the move late Friday, with the 23-year-old striker set to undergo a medical today. Akoridare, who was also on the radar at the Italian giants AC Milan, emerged as the top scorer in the Belgian Pro League last season, netting 23 goals and providing 7 assists across 45 matches in all competitions. His uncertain transfer situation this season saw him limited to substitute appearances for Genk, despite being one of the most valuable players. Genk's sport director had earlier said that Akoridare's exit was 99% certain, describing him as ready for the next step in his career. The deal is expected to bolster Wolves' attack options as they look into improving their Premier League campaign. And that will be all we have for you on the Idea Midday News. But before we go, let's take a look at the recap of our headlines once again. Education Minister takes U-turn, admits 2009 Federal Government-ASUU agreement. Ogun State released land for IJEBU inland dry port. And in BORNO governor hails citizens' courage amid flood, hardship and insecurity. VARSITY prof demand 2.5 million naira salary. On international scene, UN chief warns against playing with fire as nuclear threats looms. And in health, cholera kills about 158 in Sudan's South Darfur. And in business, SME decries $80 duty on US-bound postal shipment. And finally, in sports, Wolves agree €27 million AROKODARE deal as it goes for medicals today. Don't forget to follow us across all our social media platforms at Arise Television, at Idea Television, sorry. I am Paul Oladkukwo. Thanks for watching.